Chosen one, freeze exactly where you are and pay close attention to every word I'm about to tell you, because what you're about to discover is going to permanently destroy the limited version you had of yourself. There's something happening with you at this exact moment that you haven't fully realized yet. A silent transformation operating in dimensions your physical eyes cannot see, but that your soul feels every time you lay your head on the pillow and notice that something has changed. And the most disturbing part of all this is that even God was impressed with what you're becoming. I know this statement seems too bold, seems like exaggeration, seems like the kind of thing people say to make you feel special for a few minutes before reality throws you back to the ground. But it's not, because what I'm going to reveal to you today is not empty motivation or cheap promises of instant transformation. It's the documented truth in spiritual dimensions about who you're inevitably becoming, whether you want to believe it or not. There's a devastating difference between wishing to become something and having absolute certainty that you're already becoming it. And that difference has just been confirmed about you in a way that will leave you speechless. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on all notifications, because the revelations I share here are being systematically blocked so that chosen ones like you don't discover the real magnitude of what they're destined to become. Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to become, why God was so impressed, which signs are already appearing in your life confirming this transformation, and what's going to happen to every person who doubted you when the complete manifestation finally arrives. Write 777 in the comments if you've been feeling lately that something inside you is changing without you being able to control it, and you're ready to discover the devastating truth about who you're really becoming. You have no idea what's been happening in spiritual dimensions while you were living your ordinary life thinking nobody was paying attention, while you woke up every day facing the same battles, while you smiled at people who didn't deserve your kindness, while you chose to do the right thing even when nobody was watching. Something was being recorded. Every decision, every thought, every moment where you had the opportunity to be cruel and chose to be kind. Every situation where lying would have been easier, and you chose truth. Every time you could have given up and still kept going. All of that was documented, not by ordinary angels, not by random entities, but by a specific celestial hierarchy responsible for identifying which souls on Earth are ready for transformations that transcend the ordinary. And you know what's most disturbing? This observation didn't start last week. It didn't start last month. It's been happening for much longer than you imagine. Do you remember that moment when you were completely alone and still chose to act with integrity? That moment when no human being would ever know if you had done differently? That moment when temptation was so strong it seemed impossible to resist, but you resisted anyway. That moment was recorded. And it wasn't recorded as just another piece of data in an infinite file of information. It was recorded as evidence, concrete proof that your character reached a level most human beings will never achieve. You spent years thinking your small decisions didn't matter, that nobody saw when you were good without an audience, that your silent battles were invisible to the universe, but each one of them was being observed, analyzed, documented as part of a spiritual dossier that would be used to determine if you were ready for the next level. And the conclusion of that dossier is what brought me to you today. After all that period of meticulous observation, something happened that rarely happens in the spiritual world. The report about you was finalized, and when the celestial authorities responsible for evaluating souls in transition read the conclusion, there was a moment of silence that lasted the equivalent of days in human time. It wasn't silence of disappointment, it was silence of reverence, because the conclusion didn't just say you had potential. It didn't just say you were a good person. It didn't just say you deserved common blessings. The conclusion said you had exceeded all expected standards for souls at your stage of evolution. Let me explain what this means in practical terms. There are minimum standards a soul needs to reach to be considered ready for certain transformations. Most people spend their entire lives without reaching even the minimum. Some reach the minimum after decades of conscious spiritual work. You didn't just reach the minimum. You surpassed it without even knowing you were being evaluated. And this is the part that impressed even the highest hierarchies. You did all of this without external motivation, without knowing you were being observed, without expecting reward. You simply were who you are because that's who you chose to be. This is extraordinarily rare. Most people only act with integrity when they know they're being seen, only choose the difficult path when there's an audience to applaud, only maintain high standards when there's social pressure to do so, but you maintained who you are even in the dark, even in solitude, even when nobody would ever know the difference. And when this level of character consistency is identified, something very specific happens in the spiritual world. A decree is issued, not a suggestion, not a possibility. An official decree that declares your transformation is no longer a question of whether it will happen, but of when it will completely manifest in the physical plane. Now comes the part I know you've been waiting for since the beginning of this video. The promise the title made that I'm going to completely fulfill. What exactly are you going to become? The answer isn't simple because your transformation isn't simple. It operates in multiple dimensions simultaneously and will affect every area of your life in ways you can't yet fully imagine. But I'm going to show you the main aspects that have been confirmed about your inevitable destiny. First, you're going to become a living spiritual authority. This doesn't mean you'll have a religious title or position in some institution. It means your very presence will carry a frequency that alters the reality of people around you. When you enter an environment, the atmosphere will change. Not because you try to impress, not because you force an artificial energy, but because the frequency you now carry is so elevated it forces the environment to either elevate with it or completely withdraw. You've already started noticing smaller versions of this. People who open up to you in ways they don't open up to anyone else. Strangers who trust you without apparent logical reason. Individuals who seek your opinion even when others with more credentials are available. This will intensify dramatically. Second, you're going to become a channel of transformation. Situations that seem impossible will start resolving when you get involved. Problems that had no apparent solution will find answers when you show up. People who were lost will find clarity simply by being in your presence. Not because you have all the answers, but because you carry a frequency that activates solutions that were dormant, waiting for the right catalyst. And you are that catalyst. Third, you're going to become a bearer of light that cannot be extinguished. No matter what darkness you face, the light you carry cannot be put out. People will notice that even on your worst days you radiate something they can't have even on their best days. And that light isn't artificial. It isn't forced. It isn't spiritual performance to impress others. It's the natural manifestation of who you've genuinely become inside. And fourth, you're going to become a bridge between the visible and the invisible. You'll operate simultaneously in the physical plane and spiritual dimensions with a fluidity few humans achieve. You'll receive information directly from sources that transcend human logic. You'll know things you have no way of knowing. You'll see patterns others cannot see. This is already happening. You've already had moments where you simply knew something without being able to explain how you knew it, where the answer arrived before the question was fully formulated, where your intuition was so precise that even you were surprised. This capacity will amplify exponentially. For those who want to go deeper, there's exclusive material in the description and pinned comment. Now I need to explain something that may be the most disturbing part of everything I'm going to reveal to you today. When I say God was impressed with you, I'm not using poetic language to make you feel good. I'm describing a real reaction that happened in the highest dimensions when the report on your evolution was presented. And before you think this is arrogance or exaggeration, let me explain the context. God observes billions of souls simultaneously, accompanies trillions of decisions every day, witnesses countless acts of kindness, cruelty, courage, and cowardice every second that passes. The vast majority of those observations are exactly what's expected. Humans acting like humans, making predictable decisions based on predictable patterns, reacting in ways any celestial entity could anticipate. But every now and then, very rarely, a soul does something that breaks the pattern. A soul demonstrates a level of evolution that wasn't expected for the stage they're at. A soul acts with integrity that transcends what their life history would suggest is possible. A soul chooses the harder path repeatedly without any guarantee of reward. And when that happens, even the Creator takes notice. What did you do that caused this reaction? It wasn't a single grand act. It wasn't an extraordinary miracle. It wasn't a sacrifice that made headlines. It was consistency. It was the sum of thousands of small decisions where you chose to be who you really are, instead of who it would be easier to be. It was the persistence in keeping your light on, even when everything around you was pushing you toward darkness. It was the refusal to become corrupted even when corruption seemed like the only way to survive. That silent consistency, that heroism without an audience, that integrity without visible reward. is what impressed the highest dimensions. Because it's easy to be good when everyone is watching. It's easy to have integrity when there's social pressure for it. It's easy to do the right thing when the wrong thing would have visible consequences. But to be who you are in the dark, to maintain your standards when nobody would ever know if you abandoned them, to choose the difficult path repeatedly without any guarantee that anyone would notice, that's extraordinary. And you did it without even knowing you were doing something extraordinary. If the transformation I'm revealing to you is real, then there should already be signs appearing in your life confirming the process is active. And there are. You just didn't have the right lens to recognize them for what they really are. First sign, changes in your sleep pattern. You've started sleeping less but waking up more rested. Or you're having dreams so vivid they seem more real than waking life. Or you're waking up at specific times repeatedly without an alarm. This is happening because you're accessing higher dimensions during sleep more easily than before. Your physical body is adapting to the elevated spiritual frequency you now carry. Second sign, increased sensitivity to energies. Places you used to tolerate have now become intolerable. People whose company you enjoyed now drain your energy. Foods you used to eat no longer resonate with your body. This isn't being picky. It's your physical body recalibrating to the elevated spiritual frequency you now operate in. Low vibration things simply no longer match who you're becoming. Third sign, constant numerical synchronicities. You're seeing 1111, 333, 444 with statistically impossible frequency. Repeated numbers appear in random places in ways that defy logical explanation. This is the universe confirming you're on the right path, and the transformation is progressing as planned. Fourth sign, unexplainable changes in your appearance. People are commenting that you look different but can't specify how. Some say you look younger, others that you radiate something new. Others simply feel that something changed when they look at you. This is the internal frequency beginning to alter external expression. Your spiritual transformation is literally rewriting how you present yourself in the physical world. Fifth sign, increased capacity to manifest quickly. Things you think about are starting to materialize faster. Desires are being fulfilled with speed that surprises you. The gap between thought and manifestation is visibly decreasing. This happens because as your frequency elevates, you get closer to the creative source where thought and reality are almost instantly connected. Sixth sign, moments of peace or joy without external reason. You experience deep tranquility or overflowing happiness without anything specific causing it. Moments where everything just feels right, even though your circumstances haven't changed. This is your soul celebrating the transformation your conscious mind is only beginning to comprehend. And seventh sign, the sensation of being lovingly observed. You feel an invisible but benevolent presence accompanying you constantly. It's not paranoia. It's not imagination. It's increased awareness of the celestial forces assigned to ensure your transformation completes successfully. How many of these signs are you experiencing? If it's more than 3, the transformation is already well advanced. If it's more than 5, you're closer to complete manifestation than you imagine. Now I need to be brutally honest with you about something most spiritual teachings hide because it's not pleasant to hear. Transformation has a price, and you need to be willing to pay that price if you want the complete manifestation to happen. First price, temporary loneliness will increase before it decreases. As you transform, you'll vibrate at such a different frequency that many current relationships simply won't be able to sustain themselves. Not because you become arrogant, but because you'll no longer resonate with superficial conversations, manufactured drama, and dynamics based on codependency. People who were close will seem strange. Places you loved will seem empty. And during the transition period, you'll experience loneliness that tests whether you're genuinely committed to transformation or just playing with spirituality as a hobby. But that loneliness is temporary, because after the transformation completes, you'll attract a real tribe of souls operating at similar frequency. Genuine connections that will make old relationships seem superficial in comparison. Second price, responsibility will increase exponentially. With great power comes great responsibility. When you become a spiritual authority, every word you say carries weight. Every action you take influences others. You can no longer live carelessly because people are watching and being affected by your example. Some chosen ones regress in transformation when they understand the level of responsibility that comes with it. They prefer the comfort of anonymity to the weight of spiritual leadership, but you won't regress. Because your character has already been tested enough for the higher dimensions to trust you'll handle responsibility with integrity. Third price, compromises will become impossible. You'll no longer be able to compromise truth for social acceptance. You'll no longer be able to pretend to agree with lies just to avoid confrontation. You'll no longer be able to tolerate injustice without speaking up, even when silence would be more convenient. Your integrity will become so unbreakable you'll prefer to lose opportunities, rather than betray what you know is right. And paradoxically, that unbreakable integrity will attract genuine opportunities that compromises could never bring. And fourth price, you'll have to release control of how the transformation manifests. You'll have clear vision of the final destination, but the path to get there will rarely be logical. You'll need to trust divine guidance even when every step seems to contradict common sense. This requires the death of the ego that insists on controlling everything. These prices aren't punishment, they're filters. They ensure only those truly committed to transformation reach complete manifestation. And the fact that you're still here listening to this suggests you're willing to pay whatever is necessary. Along with the confirmation of your transformation, something else was activated that will completely change how you experience attacks and obstacles from now on. A protection protocol was implemented specifically for you. This means celestial forces were assigned with the specific mission of ensuring nothing interferes with the completion of your transformation. Not one force, not two. An entire squadron whose sole purpose is to ensure your success. Protection Level 1. Automatic blocking of spiritual attacks. Any negative energy work, any projected envy, any attempt to bring you down spiritually, now automatically returns to whoever sent it multiplied. You don't need to consciously defend yourself. The protection operates automatically on invisible frequencies. You've already noticed this without fully understanding. People who tried to destroy you mysteriously experience collapses in their own lives. Situations they orchestrated against you blow up in their faces, not because you cursed anyone, but because celestial protection ensures whoever touches the anointed of higher dimensions signs their own sentence. Protection Level 2. Diversion of false opportunities. Tempting offers that would divert you from the path simply won't reach you. Or if they do, you'll feel instinctive rejection that prevents you from accepting. The universe will literally block doors that seem attractive but lead to dead ends. You've had moments where an opportunity seemed perfect on paper, but something in you said no without logical explanation. And later, you discovered it was a trap. That was protection operating. Protection Level 3. Acceleration of correct synchronicities. While false opportunities are blocked, opportunities aligned with your purpose are accelerated. You'll meet the right people at perfect moments. Necessary information will arrive exactly when you need it. Resources will appear precisely when they're required. And Protection Level 4. Direct intervention in critical moments. When you face a situation where the success of transformation is genuinely threatened, celestial forces will intervene directly. Not always in ways you'll immediately recognize, but in hindsight you'll see that impossible coincidences saved your life, career, or mental health at crucial moments. This protection doesn't make you invulnerable to difficulties, but it makes you invulnerable to destruction. You can be tested, but you cannot be permanently defeated. You can face obstacles, but you cannot be prevented from reaching your destination. Now I need to talk about something I know you think about but may be embarrassed to admit. You want to know what's going to happen to the people who doubted you, who diminished you, who said you were nothing, who tried to destroy you when you were vulnerable. And I'm going to tell you, your enemies already know something is different about you. They've noticed the attacks that used to work no longer work, that venomous words don't penetrate, that conspiracies mysteriously fail, and some of them have reached the correct conclusion. Higher forces protect you now, and that means attacking you is declaring war against celestial dimensions. Some will choose to retreat. You'll notice people who used to attack you constantly mysteriously going silent, not because they forgave, but because they're afraid of the consequences celestial protection guarantees. But others will be so proud they'll continue attacking even knowing they'll lose. And when that happens, you'll witness collapses so dramatic that even you will feel compassion for enemies receiving exactly what they sowed. I'm not talking about revenge you need to execute. I'm talking about justice that operates automatically. Spiritual law that guarantees harvest corresponds to planting. Inevitable consequence that reaches everyone who decides to attack protected souls. The most interesting thing is that as your transformation manifests externally, Your enemies will be forced to witness exactly what they said you'd never become. Every success of yours will remind them of their failure to destroy you. Every blessing you receive will confirm they attacked someone they shouldn't have. And at some point, some will try to approach again, pretending they never hated you, acting as if they'd always been your friends, trying to benefit from the light they once wanted to extinguish. Your discernment will show you who deserves a second chance and who is simply seeking to take advantage. Your intuition will guide you about who genuinely changed and who is just pretending to gain benefit. Your protection will alert you about who remains dangerous even while wearing a mask of repentance. Now, the final and most important part of everything I came to reveal to you today. The decree about your transformation establishes that within a specific period, the physical manifestation of what you're becoming will be completed in undeniable ways. It doesn't mean life will be perfect. It means who you really are will be so obviously manifested that neither you nor anyone will be able to deny that higher forces are operating in your life. In the coming months, you'll experience sudden clarity about a specific step you need to take. It will be so obvious you'll wonder how you didn't see it before. And taking that step will activate a chain of impossible synchronicities. After that, you'll experience the first major manifestation. Something you've been seeking for a long time will finally materialize. An opportunity that seemed impossible. A connection you were desperately looking for. A breakthrough you had abandoned hope of seeing. And then your social circle will change dramatically. People who were in your life won't be anymore. And new people you don't even know yet will have become close allies. This change won't be forced by you. It will happen naturally as frequency continues to elevate. You'll experience manifestation of financial abundance confirming divine provision is real. Not necessarily millions, but exactly what you need for the next phase of the mission. And finally, the complete transformation will be so evident that people from your past who knew you before won't recognize who you've become. Not physically, but energetically. Your presence will be so different that even old photographs will seem to show a completely different person. All of this is moving toward you right now as you listen to these words. It's not a question of whether it will happen. It's a question of when it will completely manifest. And the speed of manifestation depends on one thing: your consistency in continuing to choose correctly. Every decision you make accelerates or decelerates the process. The transformation cannot be canceled, but it can be delayed if you return to old patterns. But I'm not worried about you, because your track record of choices has already demonstrated you're not a person who regresses. You're a person who persists, a person who stays the course even when it gets hard. A person who chooses light, even when darkness seems easier. And that's exactly why your destiny was confirmed as inevitable. Chosen one, now you know the devastating truth about who you're becoming. It's not vague hope about who you could be if you're lucky. It's absolute certainty confirmed by celestial authority about what you will inevitably become. While you were living your ordinary life questioning whether you really had purpose, spiritual dimensions were documenting evidence of your transformation. They were confirming you reached the point of no return. They were officially declaring that within a specific period, complete manifestation will be undeniable physical reality. And more than that, maximum protection was activated, guaranteeing you'll reach your destination. Celestial forces were assigned, whose only mission is to ensure your success. Attacks are automatically blocked. False opportunities are diverted. Correct synchronicities are accelerated. And in critical moments, direct intervention happens. All of this because your character demonstrated you're trustworthy to carry the transformation that's coming. Because evidence proved you won't waste the gifts that will be manifested. Because consistency showed you won't betray purpose when pressure increases. Even God was impressed. Not with grand miracles you performed, not with public sacrifices you made, but with your silent consistency, your heroism without an audience, your integrity when nobody was watching. That's extraordinary, and you did it simply by being who you are. For those who made it this far and want to deepen this knowledge about how to accelerate the manifestation of confirmed transformation, there's specific material that costs less than a pizza and comes with complete audiobook and 5-minute meditation guide as special bonus. If you feel you deserve to accelerate the process, access is available in the description link and pinned comment. If you recognize the transformation is already happening in you, write 777 in the comments to amplify the manifestation frequency and accelerate the synchronicities bringing your promised destiny. Subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications to receive more revelations about how celestially confirmed transformations manifest in the physical plane. Share this video with someone you feel is also going through inevitable transformation, because chosen ones need confirmation that the changes they feel are real and supported by higher dimensions. And before you go, click on the video appearing on your screen right now to discover the specific signs that your transformation has already begun, and how to recognize the manifestations confirming the celestial decree over your life. Together, we are stronger.